By Alan Fram, Associated Press, Washington. Congressional bargainers said Thursday they've agreed to a bipartisan framework for overhauling policing procedures, producing an upbeat but barebones statement that provided no details, conceded that disagreements remained and left uncertain their prospects for crafting a compromise that has eluded them for a year. Negotiators vaguely described the status of their talks with 3 sentences released around dinner time Thursday as the Senate left town for a 2-week recess. It came 13 months after George Floyd's killing and with the shadow of next year's elections lengthening over Congress's work. After months of working in good faith, we have reached an agreement on a framework addressing the major issues for bipartisan police reform, the statement read. There is still more work to be done on the final bill, and nothing is agreed to until everything is agreed to. Over the next few weeks we look forward to continuing our work toward getting a finalized proposal across the finish line. Aides of both parties said they could provide no detail about what exactly was in the framework. It was also unclear why only 3 of the 5 negotiators' names were on the release: Sens, Tim Scott, R.S. C., and Cory Booker, D.N. J., and Representative Karen Bass, D-Calif. The names of Sens, Richard Durbin, D.Il., and Lindsey Graham, R.S. C., did not appear, though Durbin endorsed its thrust in comments to reporters. "When you get to this level, the little things are the big things," he said. "We want to make sure that we clear them up." Scott, the chief GOP negotiator, had set a June or bust goal for producing results last month. But by Thursday morning, senators of both parties said it was unlikely a deal would be reached by day's end because unresolved details would have to be resolved when lawmakers return to Washington next month. According to people familiar with the talks, the 2 most divisive issues have been Democrats' efforts to make individual police officers accused of abuses liable for civil penalties and whether to make it easier to bring criminal cases against officers for excessive use of force. The legislation is to be aimed at curbing the use of force by police and making them more accountable for abuses. A failure to nail down a full agreement Thursday was a further blow to bargainers' efforts, draining away more time as they address an issue that came to the forefront last year with Floyd's killing. Lawmakers have already spent months trying to resolve differences, reflecting the complex web of issues and political imperatives that have prevented action so far. Lawmakers already missed a May 25 deadline set by President Joe Biden. That date marked 1 year since Floyd, a black man, died under the knee of a white Minneapolis police officer, who has since been convicted in his killing.